Welcome to Lean IT Foundations Training. Today we will review Section 2B, Systems and Tools 5S. This is an optional course. Section 2B, 5S. I am your speaker, Anthony McCollum, and I am a Process Improvement Specialist. Today we will be reviewing 5S. 5S is a lean tool which helps us to achieve efficiencies and the reduction of waste through a clean and efficient work environment. 5S stands for sort, straighten, shine, standardize, and sustain. Let's dive in and learn a little bit more about 5S and how it can help us reduce waste in our work environment. Let's start with sort. The first thing you do when you're starting a 5S project is sort. What sorting means can be separated into the 3 R's: retain, return, and rid. The first thing we'll do is sort through all of the items in a work area and retain all of the items that we actually need to do our job. Everything else that we do not need to do our job will fall into 2 categories. Things that we can return to inventory and things that we can actually completely get rid of entirely. The next thing we'll do is straighten up our work environment or set things in order. In this step, what we'll do is we'll put things in places that it makes most sense for these items to be for us to complete our job. The third S is shine. Shine literally means to shine or clean the work area. So this is when we're going to go ahead and grab a broom, sweep the floors, dust the walls, get a rag, wipe things down. The first time we're doing a 5S project, it may seem like a lot of work because it hasn't been done in a while. But once we get to a place where we are just sustaining this, 5S will be much easier. The fourth S is standardize. When we're thinking about standardizing is, how would someone else know what to do? Can we tape off certain areas within a particular area so everyone knows where the trash can goes or a particular bin or items go in a particular area? This is where we'd want to create some sort of a self-explanation guide so that someone on their very first day at a job or working in the area would know where things belong and wouldn't ask if things are out of place. And the final S is sustain. This is, of course, the most hard part about any 5S project. How do we sustain this? A lot of tools that we have at our disposal, for example, will be pictures of what an area is supposed to look like. We can also do audit forms and audit the area to ensure that everything is in its place. To learn a little bit more about 5S, what we will do now is play the 5S numbers game. For this game, you will need a paper and a pen or a pencil. Go ahead and pause the video right now and find a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. Now let's play the 5S numbers game. For the 5S numbers game, you have your sheet of paper, and what you will do is mark down a tick mark when you find the numbers in sequential order. On the next slide, I will display a slide with a bunch of numbers on it. Your job, our task at hand, is to find the numbers 1 through 49 in sequential order. When you find the number 1, make a tick mark on your paper. When you find the number 2, make a tick mark on your paper. When you find the number 3, make another tick mark on your paper, and so on, all the way through numbers 1 through 49. I will show the next slide now, and we will begin the 5S numbers game. You will have 20 seconds to mark down numbers 1 through 49. Ready, begin. Time's up. How did you do? Did you find all 49? It's not likely. There were quite a few numbers on that page, and in fact, most people can't get past four to seven numbers on their very first try. This previous screen that we just looked at is quite representative of a lot of work areas that have simply been in place for months or years. Things tend to lead to a bit of chaos and disorder if we do not find a way to sustain and manage these things. Let's move on, and what we'll do next is complete our first of the 5 S's, which is sort. If you remember, your job or your task at hand was to find numbers 1 through 49. Yet, the numbers on that sheet were numbers 1 through 90. So again, representing our typical work area, there are things in our workspace that we do not need to do our job. So for the first S, what we will do is sort out the numbers 50 through 90. Again, making our work environment a little more roomy, a little more spacious, so that we can find the items we need to do our job. The same rules will apply. You will have 20 seconds. Again, find the numbers in sequential order. First find the number 1, make a tick mark, the number 2, make a tick mark, and so on, all the way up through the numbers 1 through 49. Ready, begin. Time's up. Now, if you notice, there was a lot more free space on that numbers page. Again, all we did was remove unnecessary items in our work area. And you probably did a little bit better. A lot of times folks will graduate to numbers 7 through 10 here if they're able to find, again, that many numbers within that time period. So we've sorted out. The next step in the 5S process is to straighten or set things in a particular order that makes sense to do our job. So on the next screen, again, I will display the same numbers that we just saw, but we will organize these numbers in a way that makes sense for us to do our job. So what we've done to simulate our workspace is installed some quote-unquote racking systems. So what we will do in order to find our numbers is all numbers have been organized from left to right, bottom to top. So for example, the number 1 will be in the bottom left. The number 2 will be in the middle on the left-hand side. The number 3 will be in the top left corner. Number 4, bottom middle, for example. Same rules apply. You will have 20 seconds to identify the numbers 1 through 49. Ready? Begin. Time's up. Did you do a little bit better? Chances are, with knowing that there's a little bit of organization within the process, you're able to find a few more numbers than you did last time. And again, this is a big part of what 5S is all about. Cleaning things up, putting things in a way that makes sense in order so that we can reduce the waste within our process, a lot of motion waste, a lot of transportation waste, for example. What's next in 5S? The next step is to standardize. Again, what we want to do is to achieve a level at which anyone can come in and immediately do this task on their first day at work. Note that we skipped shine because we are doing a computer simulation here, and it wouldn't make sense for us to shine the numbers on the next slide. If you want to go ahead and take a napkin and wipe off your screen, feel free to do so. So since we're dealing with numbers, it would make sense for us to standardize these numbers in sequential orders, numbers 1 through 49. So again, for the 5S numbers game, the same rules apply. Find the numbers 1 through 49 in sequential order, and you will have 20 seconds. Ready, begin. time's up, chances are you are able to find all 49 numbers within the time. Again, this is the 5S simulation to help us understand how a organized workspace can help us reduce the waste within our process of looking for and searching for things, right? Here's a picture or an example of a 5S area before and after. Now you can see in the before picture, the trash can is kind of floating. In the after picture, we've standardized the location for the trash can. We've also gotten rid of all of the brown corrugated boxes and replaced those with bins, again, to make the area much more friendly and welcoming to anyone passing by. This completes section 1C5S.